Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I have Kristina Sullivan with me on Zoom. Hi, Kristina.
Hey, Jeff.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great because it's fun to talk to you. Here's your introduction. So, hey, everybody. Kristina wrote, co-produced, and starred in the film What If You Had the Perfect Person? And What If You Had the Perfect Person was at Sherman Oaks FIlm Festival last year, December 2025. Took home 2 awards, got the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Cast Performance in a sci-fi short. Also won Kristina personally the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Screenplay of a sci-fi short. So applause for the awards. It's a wonderful film. Absolutely very funny, very entertaining, and makes a wonderful point. And, you know, that is actually what the purpose of, well, it's not always the purpose of storytelling. But I mean, you know, you go back, human beings have been telling stories for a couple thousand years or longer, and they really are always to express something. Well, no, you know, when they express something important, they stay with us.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what you wrote. So,
yeah.
Everybody, in the links of the links, there will be links in the show notes that'll take you to where you can watch What If You Had the Perfect Person on YouTube, as well as Kristina's Instagram and stuff. And you should listen to the podcast before this one in the Discover Indie Film podcast feed, so that you can learn all about Kristina and how you ended up writing, acting, and producing. And, you know, and you like at least 2 of the 3. Not so anyway.
I love acting and writing. I produce when I have to.
Produce when you have to, but produce well. And obviously, I would bet when you do have to wear the producer's hat, it means it improves your ability to do the other things as well, right? Because when you see what the producer has to deal with, then maybe when you don't have to produce, you're more, right? Like,
Oh, definitely. I feel like the more roles on a production that you know how to do and know how to do well makes everything you do better, just kind of knowing what all goes into making a good film.
right? And there's nothing, oh my God. Without oversharing, needless to say, I have been on a movie set where people are saying, oh, this thing is directing itself. We don't even need that person. Oh, acting is so easy. We could have cast anyone in that role. And I'm like, if you don't respect the other roles, things aren't going to turn out well.
Yeah, it's a team effort. It has to be for it to be good.
Has to be collaborative. All right, so that's our introduction. Now I will just say, listen to the podcast before this one so you can hear Kristina's interview, because now in this episode of the podcast, Kristina will be answering the Discover Indie Film 4 questions, which are, the first one is, name 3 films you love, just 3 film favorites. Doesn't have to be the best 3 of all time, just 3 that you love. And if you got to name a 4th, I'm not going to blow a whistle or anything. There's no hard and fast rules. Question number 2 is a film you feel is underrated. Question number 3 is a film you feel is overrated. And question number 4 is a lesser known film for people to seek out. And obviously, I say this too often, but, you know, I feel like we learn, you know, when you find out what someone's favorite movies are, like you get to know them better. It's a great way to find common ground and whatnot. So
I agree.
So feel free. You want to just name 3 films that you love?
Okay, so 3 films that I love. That is a difficult question for me because I love so many films. I will say my number 1 favorite film is Girl Fight. It's written and directed by Karen Kusama, starring Michelle Rodriguez. That is my all-time favorite movie. I love the theme of it. The tagline is "Prove Them Wrong" because Michelle's character is a female boxer, and everybody's like, "You're a girl, you can't box," so she has to prove them wrong. And I feel like in my life, there's been many times where people have thought I couldn't do something, and I had to prove them wrong and do it. And it's for me, it's just a very inspirational story. I love it.
Great movie, by the way, and a great independent. I remember when it
I'm
came
so
out.
happy you saw it. So many people, I mention it and they're like, I've never heard of it.
Oh my God. I mean, it put most of the people involved in it on the map right away. It was so well done, and it was so great. I still think her career should have been even bigger.
I agree.
Yeah. But
I'm a
every
huge
time she's been
fan.
everything from Lost, this, that, I've always been like, yeah. I love that the person who just because my understanding was Girl Fight was the first act, one of her first films.
Yeah, I mean that's what I heard is that was her first film, and it's amazing. It's just so like raw and real and relatable, and yeah, it's good.
She's great, wonderful, excellent pick. All right, you got two more coming, yeah.
Okay. So, so my second and third favorites, I was thinking about it and I was like, man, that's kind of hard because my other favorite movies, um, you won't be surprised since I just said I'm a fan of Michelle Rodriguez. I love the Fast and Furious franchise. And so that is like, as of the time of this taping, there's 10 of them. But I'll just go ahead and say my second favorite movie would be The Fast and the Furious, the first one. That would be my second favorite movie, the one that started it all. And then my third favorite would be the fifth one, Fast Five. So Girl Fight, The Fast and Furious, and Fast Five would be my top three. If I had to choose only three out of all the movies ever, those would be my top three.
It's funny because I was gonna say like it's totally valid. Just say I love the Fast and Furious series. You
Oh,
can name another film if you want.
ooh.
One pops off your head.
Well, I mean, other than Girl Fight and the Fast and Furious franchise, I mean, there's so many others that I love. Like I love Good Will Hunting and Goodfellas and The Departed and the Batman trilogy, the one with it was like Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. There's just too many.
Well, too many good ones.
Too many.
But I
Yeah.
did notice a little Boston theme here and there.
Oh, for sure.
You
Like I
gotta
love
love when a film
Boston.
takes place in Boston, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I love it when a film takes place in Boston because that's where I'm from. And then I love films with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck because, I mean, we're all from Cambridge. We all graduated from Cambridge and Latin school. So, to see guys who came from, my same hometown city, went to the same high school, it's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, what they do is enjoyable regardless, but it's like I'm gonna enjoy it just a little bit more because, there's that connection.
For sure, for sure. And I mean, there's a lot of great cities in this country. Boston's one of them. And Boston might be underrepresented because it's, the whole New York Boston thing.
Well, I prefer Boston.
Yeah. I guess. Excellent. All right. Well, question number two is a film you feel is underrated.
Okay, so when I was thinking about that, I mean, the first thing that came to mind was Girl Fight because I was like, it's underrated because like nobody really knows about it and it's amazing. But I was like, I can't just give like the same answer for like everything. So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna say what's underrated and overrated kind of together because people kind of think of them together sometimes. I would say a lot of times Marvel movies are overrated and DC movies are underrated when really the DC ones, in my opinion, are far superior as far as what I personally like. I'm a total DC girl. Like I love Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman. Well, Superman's not necessarily my favorite, but Batman totally. And the Green Arrow and the Canaries. I mean, so many of the Batman characters I love that like it's darker and I just love so much about DC. So I feel in comparison to like I feel like for some reason like Marvel gets kind of like more like commercialization and it kind of gets like more like people like oh Marvel and all of that and those characters. But yeah, I prefer DC. So I kind of think DC is
Yeah, the
somewhat.
Marvel thing did I mean, well, they managed to put someone really good in charge of it for a good decade or whatever, and they did something kind of impressive by making a 21 film piece. But, since then I have no interest in it. You know what I mean? Like they keep putting out Marvel movies and I keep looking at the billboards near my house going, why would I wonder if that, whatever. I'm not inspired by Marvel, and I love that. That is a great. No one's done it before. There's been a lot of, by the way, a lot of people have just said the whole MCU is overrated.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like yeah, like Marvel's
yeah.
overrated, but I feel like I don't know. Like, there's a huge comparison between the Marvel and the DC. So, like, if it was just Marvel, period, I may think differently, or if it was just DC, period, I would think differently. But a lot of people kind of like compare the two
Well, and a
franchises.
lot of people don't even give DC a chance, right? Like they're just
Yeah.
closed-minded to it. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
why.
I don't know either. Like, it's my favorite. I really love it.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I love that answer. Right. Well, we just have one left then, which is a lesser known film for people to seek out. And yeah, I know you're not allowed to say Girl Fight, although everyone should seek out Girl Fight. I swear. But yeah,
Yeah. Girl fight.
Girl Fight.
I tried to not say the same thing for too many answers, but like when I thought about it, like man, like what's a lesser known film that people should really know about? Okay, you know what? Yes, Girl Fight for sure. Um, I will mention another one too, though, so I'm not just like saying the same thing and nothing else. I also really liked Real Women Have Curves. I thought that movie was amazing. It was one of America Ferrer's first movies that she starred in. And I really love that story, that character. It was just so real and relatable. And so I'll say that one as well.
That is a wonderful one, and for sure. And come to think of it, you did name a bunch of others. So yeah, Girl
I'm a
Fight,
movie lover. I love
absolutely.
so many movies.
You love Sony? Yeah, it's wonderful that you're a fan of movies. But yeah, Real Women Have Curves is a great that I love that movie when it came out. Yeah. And talk about a wonderful message.
Yeah, definitely. I love the message of like embracing who you are and yourself and your body. And if you're a real woman with some real curves, hey, that's you. That's your body. Like, embrace it, love it.
Right? And I'm peeking at it real quick just to refresh my memory because I remember it somewhat, but based on a stage play.
Yes.
I don't remember that from when it came out, but the it was
Yeah.
actually by one of the actors. Wow. So cool. See, there you go. What if you have the perfect person who's got to go on stage sometime just for fun?
I think it totally could happen. So yeah, that's a possibility for sure.
Excellent. All right. Well, wonderful list. And I will wrap us up. So
All
first
right.
of all, thank you, Christina. Sincerely appreciate you taking the time. Everyone who's listening, watch What If You Had the Perfect Person. We got a link in the show notes for you. Also visit Christina's Instagram. That'll be also a clickable link in the show notes. And you can tell Christina just how great What If You Had the Perfect Person is. Just watch it and then, go on social media. Be nice to use social media for good. I don't know. I've already admitted in the podcast for this one that I quit social media a year ago. But anyway, all right. So those are in the show notes. Also linked in the show notes is if you want to learn more about this podcast, you go to discoverindie.film.com. On social media, it's always at DIFwins. If you change that .com to .org, discoverindiefilm.org. That is the nonprofit that runs 2 film festivals in the LA area. Sherman Oaks Film Festival every December, where we did have the privilege of showing Christina's film, What If You Had the Perfect Person? And every June, we hold Film Invasion Los Angeles, which is honestly, they're the same festival, same team, same ethos, same everything, just different names and different times a year, because we couldn't pick a name when we were launching. So we settled on 2 for some reason. And so I have twice as many to run. And I will just mention that there's a 3rd festival in this little world, which is Film Invasion Lima, Peru, which we held in January of 2026. And we're going to do February of 2027 for the second one. Because it turns out it's a little tough. I mean, we had a great turnout and everything went great. But boy, getting people to from Christmas to New Year's, people's lives are a little busy. January 16th was a little close to New Year's to ask people, like, not just provide their films, but send it with Spanish subtitles. It was, so we're going to be Valentine's weekend, I think, in 2027. So talk about a wonderful romantic place to spend Valentine's weekend. Just saying, it's also President's weekend. So there you go. All right. Christina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.